Alright, I'm here. Good grief, my streaming software crashed a second ago. That needs turned down. Alright, hopefully you're hearing me now. What's up, everybody? Hello, Minnesota. What's up there, Mr. William C. Chapin? Good to see you, man. What's up, Michael? Good to see everybody. Why am I hearing myself? Is that on my other computer downstairs? All right, stand by. Good grief, what a mess. I'll be right back. Okay, there we are. Yeah, I had it open downstairs a little bit ago. Chatting a little bit. What's up, everybody? So as you might have seen from my pinned comment there, so at the end of yesterday's video, I left it off saying that I want to probably go with 6.5 Creedmoor with IMR 4451 and try and expand on the test that we did with the WinMag. Hold on one second here. Let me move some windows around and bring up this one here. Oh, come on. Pardon me. See if that works. Yeah, so this is the results from that video yesterday. And what I was talking about was adding additional, staying with maybe, or going down to 5 charge weights instead of 10, and then maybe going to 5 overall lengths as well. To kind of make it a little bit more, a little wider grid. And since then, I've been thinking it over a lot, and I think I want to go 10 by 10 and make the next video a 100-shot test. And I think I want to do very small increments, like the smallest increments, maybe 1,000th of jump, or 1,000th of overall length, and 1/10 of powder, just to get the most absurdly close look at a very small window of a load. Because, well, so what I'm thinking, we already got our, like the charts that we saw yesterday, but as I was saying yesterday with shot marker, I can really go back and grab a lot of accuracy data. So, for any given charge or for any given shot, like this one right here, we could look at, so like those 4 shots, the ones, yeah, and see what that group of 5 looked like. And then expand it. What does that group of 9 look like as far as accuracy goes? And I think, and like, it seems like you could do some pretty simple Excel work and almost automate a lot of this stuff and come up with like a heat map of good regions and bad regions. And you could even, like this, yeah, you could get super complex with this and look at all sorts of crazy stuff. And I think that's the way I'm going to go. So what I've been trying to decide is whether to go ahead and do it in 6.5 Creedmoor or to switch over to 308. Only because, like, I've just got so much trust in the way that 308's shooting right now. And this bullet in particular, where, we were working with AR comp in the past, we could grab a new powder, do a new powder with this. I've got most of this box is still full. So I've got probably 350, something like that. I've got plenty of components to work with for a while on that. Because here's the thing. So if you followed me so far and you've kind of got maybe the two-dimensional heat map idea I'm thinking about with charge weight and overall length, well, imagine if you also ran additional parallel tests at something like different neck tensions and went 3D with it. So imagine a 3D model of 300 shots, or let's say 500, just because, whatever, it's all make-believe. Imagine 500 shots where the Z-axis was neck tension, the X was charge weight, and the Y was overall length. And you could see, based on these different values, whether it's group size, velocity, stability, all of that. And you could also, like, let's say you could, work it out to where you had easily adjustable, kind of think of it like a slider. It's like, okay, I'm more interested in accuracy. So you weigh that very heavily and see where the very smallest, best accuracy was found. And then another one, you might want, velocity stability, and that might show you a totally different side. And then finding the balance of where it's a good mix. I don't know. It's hard. I don't know. I feel like I've been freaking taking shrooms or something, man. It's like I just saw the universe for the first time. I've got this kind of 3D model in my head, and I want to see it play out. So, yep, that's kind of where it is. So on that note, one thing, what's up there, Thorzax? Good to see you. Coda Mill says the Savage has been shooting pretty good until the last video. Yeah, and I guess that's the problem. Like, this is one of those where I think there's going to be a lot of people who just don't even understand what the hell I'm trying to get to. And maybe, yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, the gun's fine. The gun's fine. And that's another reason why I was just talking about going to 308. I've got, like, I don't know, people want to bitch about whatever they want to bitch about. It's like, okay, go look at the last 3 videos where we shot the 130 Burger and tell me this gun can't shoot, I don't really have that in the very recent past for the Savage. You got to go back a little ways because, it's been sitting on the shelf for so long. So that's kind of my thought. And trying to decide what powder to use, because I want plenty to work with. So I've got IMR 4166 is one that I'm thinking about. So like maybe IMR 4166 or IMR 8208 XBR, one of those two. So I don't know. Oh, what did Big E say? Oh, yeah. Okay, so I've kind of, I've my brain's moved on to the next video, and let me go back and look at something. Well, first of all, let me say thanks to Mav here. He did, I saw him bouncing around here a few minutes ago. Let me switch over here. Yeah, this comment was really excellent, and, I won't read the whole thing to you. Go back and read it, but one thing that he mentioned that just kind of made me stop for a second was, talking about shooting successive 0.1 grain increments can give a representative of a 3-shot group. Like, that's basically what I want to do. I want to grab a gigantic set of data where, okay, so maybe I take 100 shots and we see what we see. And then it's like, okay, what would it have looked like if we remove half of the data points, half of the data? Does it look the same? Like, could we have gotten by with 50? Could we gotten by with 25? And I think, successive super small increments are going to be important to get this mapped out like I'm imagining in my head. But what Big E said, if he's not out here, Yeah, the short length and 75.6 grains, which let me bring up the graph real quick. Where did it go? Pardon me. I just had it here. Bull crap. Yeah, I just saw. Yeah, I'll find that here in a second, but we'll look at the chart here in a second. But I just saw William C. Chave mentions he ran it in GRT with my velocities. That's where recommendation came. That's where your recommendation came from. It aligns with what Big E said. Did yeah, okay. And then somebody else sent me a really excellent message with some GRT information talking about how it lined up with the optimal barrel time number. And we were a little bit off, and he was saying that it didn't, that we're kind of hopeless there with H1000, and that we should switch to, I forget what other powder he said. But yeah, he was saying there's no good optimal barrel time to be found with H1000. That's why everything sucks. So I'm going to look into that as well. And once I decide on a powder here for 308, I might be able to, yeah, I don't know. And I guess that's part of the problem is every time somebody, well, usually, well, every time somebody kind of mentions that, they're like, okay, I took all of the data you just collected, put it into the software, and here's what I found. It's like, okay, how do you do that before the first range trip, right? Whenever things are a little bit wonky. It's square on node 5 optimal, but he was saying it was missing 4.5, I think, and he couldn't get it to 5. But then I noticed his, like, he sent me some screenshots, and I saw it was a 30-inch barrel. That would matter, right? Because mine is definitely not a. Yeah. MC Race Fan wonders what kind of label maker did I use for the lead drums? Oh, just a little, like P-Touch, whatever the standard generic label maker you buy just about anywhere these days is. I think P-Touch is the right brand, but just a simple little handheld basic job. And if I'm remembering correctly, I printed it out in the smallest font and still had to trim it up with scissors, and it ended up fitting okay. Actually, I've got Google Drive here opened up, so let me. It's making me mad now. I had those velocity graphs right here somewhere, and I don't know where I've hidden them. Doo-doo-doo. Now, I'll have to go to the other computer if I want them. Or I guess I could pull up the video from yesterday, which is already open. Switch over to here. Yeah, here we go. Confusing. All right, shut up. You're a moron. Be quiet. I don't want to hear from you. Yeah, so his exact quote, which I probably should have gotten, short length and 75.6. So he's saying right down here, 75.6. So this 2901 right there. So I would assume he wants me to go there and then try charge weights, or I'm sorry, try overall lengths up and down from there, shooting for 5-shot groups, I would assume. I don't think he elaborated beyond that. Yeah, there you go. Test, maybe start 9,000th long and then go south. Good. So, yeah, probably do like a 963, right? Verify what we already did and then a couple shots down the other direction. I imagine that'd be a pretty good way to get where we need to be. Why is my little chat thing here not... Yeah, that's just terrible. I'm going to have to work on that. What's my opinion on the Diamondback DB15 M-Lock 223 Wild in 18-inch barrel for an entry AR-15? I don't know. I'm not familiar whatsoever with it, but it's hard to screw one up these days, I would say. I mean, it should be good and serviceable, I would think. See, Thorzak says, I don't want to go with the standard loading of the popular ones, 4064, 4895, Varget and such. He's venturing. No. I want something bog frickin' standard right now. I want something that nobody is going to complain about. Like, yeah, I want to hear any whining about something being obscure or weird. So the problem is I don't have enough of a single lot number of 4064. I do have 4895, but I've got IMR 4895. I don't have H 4895. And I don't think I have enough Varget. Let's see, how many, for 100, I'm going to need just under a pound for the first 100. Yeah, it may not be too bad. Hey, Dino, thanks for the $5. Appreciate that.
Dino C super chatted $5.
And that was another one. See, that's like if I can... I want to do several of these sort of tests, right? And I've got, well, all of the ones I had already mentioned. And for like, somebody mentioned 224 Valkyrie, I could pull out, we could do the 90 or the 95 grain Sierra Match King. I've got a ton of those. I've got a bunch of the 108 grain ELDs. Because I saw somebody else had mentioned maybe we should go to 223, just, I don't know, make life easier. Like, I don't want to do one of these in 300 Win Mag anytime soon, right? I don't want to sit there and shoot 100 rounds in 300 Win Mag. Yeah, I definitely don't want to buy any right now. Like, I've got, I need to work through my stockpile. Reloader 17? Can you get... I'm trying to think, is there load data for Reloader 17 and 308? I was kind of thinking of the same thing about 4451. I was hoping Hodgdon may have some data. I mean, it's slow for the application, definitely, but... Yeah, 223 to save powder. But the problem is, if you remember back to the last time we shot my 223, we basically proved that I had some issues with barrel heat. And I was going to probably try and either move that barrel to a different upper and see if it changed or something like that. And kind of need to do that before we do anything hardcore with the 223. I don't like having my 223 out of service, so we need to do something soon. Yeah, no on Reloader 17. Yeah, I think it's a little too slow. Right, it's 4350. Reloader 17, IMR 4451, IMR 4350. They're all right there together. And they're all just a bit too slow for 308, I guess. Yeah, 4166 is like perfect for 308, or at least it's supposed to be. But like I bought that jug when it first came out, and like it was okay. Like I just never really had any super good luck with it, but I'm starting to hear more people lately that have mentioned having good luck with it. Do I have any real? I don't have any powder whatsoever that I want to sell. Like yeah, I'm not really into powder selling business. Like you might check your local gun show or something. Hey, what's up there, Big E? Rough day at work. I hope the rest of the day's better. Wonder how IMR 4320. I mean, it'd do amazing, I'm sure. Like that's another classic powder. A lot of people shooting 308, isn't it? I'm almost, well, I know, I think I've got some, but it's less than a pound. It's an open pound is all I've got of that, so. Alliance load data has load data for 308 Win and Spear with Reloader 17? Yeah, I'll check that out. Their bolt action reloading. And crap, no, I'll just close my chat. Shit. Yes, there's a lot of parallels here. How about get... Okay. So 4166 is working well in William C. Chapin's Ruger Precision Rifle. I think, yeah, that's what I'll go with. I've been looking for a reason to use it anyway, so I'll do that. I don't know if I've done it, but a video with the must-have powders to reload anything and what they're best for. Yeah, that. I mean, top 10 powders that everybody like. That's exactly the sort of crap that would grow my channel and probably be popular. But I don't really have favorite powders. I love all powders equally. Kinda. And in my my opinions constantly change. Whatever the last group looked like, or the last range trip was like with it, seems to cloud my memory. Yeah, but I mentioned recently I kind of need to...
Delray 1988 super chatted $20, 450 Bushmaster Fund.
All right. We'll put it on the list. Appreciate that very much. Oh, they discontinued 4320. I didn't realize that. What's up, James? Good to see you, man. Yeah, except BLC2. Screw that crap. No, that's another one. Hold on one sec. Stand by. Stand by. Yeah, still need to get back to the 6 ARC with these 105 burger hybrid targets. And frickin' BLC2 was money in 6 ARC, so maybe Maybe when we get to the Ark, we'll do that one. Yeah, 8208 XPR is definitely one of my favorites. I always seem to have success whenever I'm using 8208 XPR.
Thorzax super chatted $10. Keep up the good work, Johnny.
Thank you, Thorzax. Appreciate that very much. Text to speech working okay and coming through okay? Volume and whatnot? Yeah, I definitely want to get back to the 175 grain Sierra Match Kings as well. I mean, that's another one. I've got, a box of 500 of those as well. So that would be, yeah, that would be an excellent test. Yeah, I want to do some more 6-arc. Just need to, just need to get my crap together here, and I'm in the process of it. This is exactly what I've been. Oh, you guys want to see the most ridiculous stockpile for this test? I've been planning for this test or whatever test I decided I wanted to do. I've been planning for it for years now. But yeah, here's a little bit of a flex for you. If my camera will focus. There we go. So yeah, the 230 grain ATEP. I really want to mess around with it in 300 Win Mag as well. But wanted to get that 220X stuff behind me first. Use my chat. There it is. What's up there, Coon Dog? Appreciate it. Did I ever figure out a good load for my brother's 22250? No, that's another one I got to get back to real quick. That's like near the top of the list of crap to do. Have I seen any data on new barrels taking 100 rounds or so for SDs to close up? I mean, I've heard that they speed up, don't they? I mean, that's... I hate even saying like that. That's common knowledge or that's well documented. Nobody documents crap. That's what everybody says. So yeah, everybody says that, but I have no data or information to back it up. Yeah, there's a little velvet bag in there that you use to polish the bullets. Maybe I'll just do 300 blackout subsonics. just to mess with people. Yeah, it's 823 is the yeah, G1BC of 823. G7 of 414. Crazy, insane, ridiculous numbers. Hey, Delray. Nope, no deer this year. Man, I got lazy. The portion when I wasn't lazy, like when I was hunting hard, I was going after a buck that I saw in my yard, and then I don't know. I got tired of getting cold, being out in the woods, seeing nothing. Just on my property, there's not a lot of does. Like I have, you see more bucks than you do does. And after a couple days of waiting out there for a doe and not seeing anything, I just kind of got a little bit less enthused than I had been. Hey, JJ, appreciate that. You actually tried them in your 1 in 7 300 blackout and they stabilized just fine. A-tips all the same lot. No, there are, let's see, those two are the same lot number, and then these two are different. I think, if I'm remembering correctly, I did that on purpose, because isn't one of the lot-to-lot consistency and all that crap supposed to be one of the big selling points? Gonzo's got a 223 Thompson Center compass, shoots lights out. Good deal, man. Yeah, I've got some Rotumbo, and I think that was my plan. I've got, I got several pounds of Rotumbo, and this was going to be the first time I've used it because I've never used, never tried it. Or unless I cracked one open and loaded some that I can't remember. I don't know. More bucks than does would be a nice problem. Exactly. Like, I'm not really complaining. And, I could always leave and go to some public land or something, find some does or find another place. I bought this place specifically to hunt on, and it's been, it's had quality bucks on it since the day I bought it. So I'm totally happy. Yeah, for the prices, the A-tip command, they better be consistent. So is there any of the um, competition disciplines where the A-tips are getting used? Did they actually develop these for a market, or are they just kind of thrown out into the nowhere? Is there a powder that works good in both 308 and 223? Yeah, a bunch of them. They basically share almost the whole powder profile. So heavy bullets in 223 and heavy bullets in 308 use similar powders, and light bullets in 223 and light bullets in 308 use similar powder. Some of my favorites, 8208 XBR that we were just talking about a little bit ago, that works great. AR Comp works great. Varget, or if you're looking for a ball powder, H335, CFE 223. There are more powders that work good in both of those two on the market than for just about any other purpose, right? The medium rifle Covers those two and a whole bunch of others. Ever tried IMR 7977? Yeah. Man, we had some really good luck with something. I'm trying to remember what bullet we were shooting. It might have been the 220 grain Sierra Match King that shot not really well with 7977. I've also got just 1 pound of the, what is it, 8133, the one that's even slower. And I need a really heavy bullet to shoot with that because it's super slow stuff. 7977. Yeah, let me try that again. 7977 seems to be just about perfect for the Win Mag, at least. I've got about 12 to 15 acres. It gets a little bit weird because, yeah, it gets a little bit weird. My deed actually says, I think it says 12 more or less. That's about how precise they are around here. Now, I haven't tried the hammer bullets. Had some guys using the A-tips in long range bench rest and the 300 WSM. Is the LabRadar really worth the money? Yeah, for lack of something else on the market. Like it's getting a little long in the tooth. I can't wait till some other product comes along that's maybe a little bit more user friendly, a little bit better support, a little bit, yeah. But yeah, it's good. It's good. Plus, you won't have every other person at the range giving you a lecture about how your magneto speed is screwing up your groups. Yeah, 8133 is similar to Rotumbo. 7977 is H1000. I think that's a good way to put it. Do I have any trouble with flash flooding? Yes. Just let's see, what day was it? Saturday? I don't like. We had some insane rain the other day, and it was rolling, brother. Like the creek right behind my house was out of its banks. Water was coming towards the house. I spent like 4 hours out there with a rake and a shovel trying to promote some erosion. And dude, it worked so much better than I thought. Like, because I've got that old creek back there that's just overgrown and filled with silt and not really effective anymore. And I can't believe how much getting out there and just causing a little bit of strategic erosion cleaned it up pretty well. What's up there, PC Bullet Empire? Am I going to kill an elk this year? Probably not. I'll put in for the Kentucky draw, but I probably won't. Obviously, probably won't win, and especially because like I drew a cow elk tag, several years ago, and was able to get one. So I'm not putting in for any more cow tags. Like I let somebody else do it, but I'll still put in for a bull tag. So I'm gonna put in for a bull tag, and pulling that's about the only hope I've got of killing an elk this year. Plus, I don't know why, but there for a couple years, I was super enthusiastic about getting ready and going out west and going on an elk hunt, and some of that's gone right now. It might be seasonal. A couple months from now, I might be all gung-ho. Let's kill all the chickens and drive to Colorado for a month, Never know. I'm a flake. Did I see there was an update for the... Finally? When did the update come out? Firmware for the LabRadar. Man, I'll have to go check that. is Bluetooth working better? For crying out loud, is Bluetooth working better? I think the last time I heard somebody talk seriously about the Bluetooth issue, it came down to the radio that was in it wasn't compatible with a lot of modern Bluetooth implementations or something, and that it couldn't be fixed in firmware. So, and that might have been complete and utter bullcrap as well. Yeah, I love the Magneto. I just, to kind of circle back around on that point.
Rollis Carvelis super chatted $5. Good evening.
Hey, appreciate that, brother. Thanks very much. But yeah, the Magneto Speed's a great chronograph. And, I did have certain guns where we had point of impact shift. Most guns had at least some point of impact shift. But all that time I was using it, I never could find one where I could prove that a gun would shoot a good group, put on the Magneto Speed, and it would shoot a bad group, right? Like, it just didn't seem to matter all that much. I don't have a good explanation for that. I mean, we beat our head against the wall making those crazy videos with the lumps and stuff, looking at barrel harmonics and seeing if we could come up with some way of characterizing what was going on there, and really didn't get anywhere. And that may be the same way back to kind of the load development testing plans I've got in mind right now. It may go nowhere. It may be completely and totally useless. But then again, like, I don't know. There's just a lot of these concepts that I want to see in front of me, right? I want to prove it to myself that we're not just chasing our tail because, somebody said they did this and their gun shot good, or they did that and their gun shot good. A lot of witchcraft being spread in this hobby. That's what makes it fun. And plus another thing, like, all of this has happened before and all of this will happen again. Like, no matter what you dream up to do, there's some 15-year-old forum thread where people have already done it. That's super boring to read. I'll just redo it myself probably. Or sometimes it's more fun to redo it yourself. You don't like your Magneto Speed Sporter? How come? I've heard a lot of people say it was pretty good. What's up, Kenneth? Version 1.2.7 on their download page now. Supposed to fix Bluetooth. Wow. That's cool, man. Let me... maybe we'll update my lab radar. Live on stream. Actually, I tell you what, let me go grab it real quick. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back. All right. You know, it just dawned on me. I'm going to need to get the frickin' probably going to need to find this SD card from 1922. You got to, pardon me. I got to reach right behind you. Excuse me. Pardon me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Let's see if I can figure out what my 1.2.4 is what I'm running. You were saying there's a 1.2.7 available, I think. Do I gotta like sign up? Hey, 1.2.7. Sweet. Sure, we can save. Why not? I'm assuming there's a README in there or something. I don't see any instructions on there. Just wipe what's on the current SD card. I don't run an SD card in it because the one I've got that I can get to work with, it doesn't work all the time, and sometimes it goes into some crazy mode where it won't boot up because that. Oh no. Yeti says magneto speed definitely does not negatively affect groups. That's a pretty bold statement, bud. Because listen, even though I tried and I tried and I tried and was never able to prove it, there's one out there. There may be a bunch out there of guns where you strap it on and everything goes to hell. So all the evidence I personally have was okay, but yeah. The magneto speed kind of, yeah, like I think the magneto speed isn't it generally considered to be a little bit more accurate than this? And especially and this, don't these always read a little bit low because you're not really getting muzzle velocity, the radar needs time to pick it up and whatnot. Yeah, I don't think anybody's ever gone after the magneto speed on accuracy. It's always just been about interface. Okay, so I get two freaking bin files. I didn't even get any instructions here. I should go back there, see if there's any instructions. Guess I gotta look in the user manual. I guess I could let you guys see as well. There we are. I'm just looking through the manual here, seeing if I can find the firmware upgrade. Page 21. Have I ever thought of seven? Yeah, I've essentially, like, if you can imagine a cartridge, any cartridge on the planet, I have imagined doing videos about it. I want to do everything. I really, really do. I just don't. I just don't have the time. I can't make videos fast enough to try all of the things that I'd like to try, and definitely not all of the things that people would like to, see me try. All that I don't think I brought this up, or I meant to bring it up right at the beginning. I got another email. Somebody was asking me about 7mm 08 and how hard it was to convert 308 brass. It's straightforward, right? You just run it through the die and call it done. PC Bullet Empire, aren't you a big 7mm 08 guy? Is 308 conversion pretty straightforward? He was specifically asking whether he was going to need to neck turn, and if he would, what stuff I recommended. Exactly. William C. Chapin mentions if the shooter next to him on the bench, or if the shooter on the bench next to him shoots with a magneto speed, it affects his point of impact. Still need to do a video about the 6.9 by 69 dB YFO. It's still in development, man. We're working on it. All right, what page was I looking for? Like 20? Something like that. There we go. Firmware upgrade. The lab radar's firmware can be upgraded to the latest version at any time. Please check our website to check availability. Copy the files to the lab radar's empty SD card. Okay. Let me see if I can find the SD card requirements. The SD card is incompatible. Confirm it is 32 gigabytes or less. I think that's perform a full format of the card using FAT32. Okay. I think the 32 max is my biggest thing because most of mine are 64s or 128s because I'm usually recording video and stuff. So, all right, you guys talk amongst yourselves for a few more minutes, and I'll go see if I can find an appropriate SD card. We'll get this beast updated. Sorry, I'm back. Had to poop. No, I've been had to go get an SD card. Which I guess I could get rid of that now. Alright, let's see what I've got. So I've got a bunch of freaking 32 gig micro SDs. I don't know if I could use these with an adapter. Probably not. Don't tell me I forgot my card reader down there. I'm sick of climbing stairs. Hold on one second. Actually, another one. Yeah, I put the chickens to bed long before we started streaming. Got me with the brown note, man. The adapter will work. Okay, hold on one second. Let me go get my card reader. Yeah, and this reminds me, I've got a little 2 gig card here as well. Yeah, let's try the little 2 gig guy first. Waiting on live cam from the chicken coop. We did that once. Many moons ago. Let's see. I don't know. Y'all want to see all the stuff I'm doing? Why not? Yep, so let's see. That's my little 2 gig. I'm going to try and format it. FAT32. Let's go to device defaults. There we go. The manual said FAT32, didn't it? Yeah, I'll take FAT or FAT32 should work, I would think. So let's see here. Device defaults, FAT32. Why not? And we'll even do it the slow way. All right, that might take a minute. Fast TVs had too much to drink. Man, the other day I was at the grocery store and I picked up some little holiday variety 6-pack of cider. I don't think I've ever drank a cider. Like a hard cider. And man, there was one in there that was cinnamon. So it was apple and cinnamon. It was freaking incredible. But I quickly learned though, 1 is fantastic, 2 is great, 3 I've got the world's worst headache. So that's good. It's built-in restraint. Does he read this? I don't know, Justin. Do I? I don't keep up. Like I'm not good whatsoever at keeping up with exactly what's going on with the chat, but I can try. The problem I usually have is I always scroll back and try to read through, and then I'm like 30 minutes behind. So at least tonight I'm trying to keep up, and I'm just going to miss a lot of things. I think it's better if where am I getting my components? Dude, so there was a major shortage in 2012. So whenever components came back on the market in 2013, 2014, 2015, right about the time I'm starting my YouTube channel, I just started buying crap. Listen, I had a ridiculous job. I was making more money than I knew what to do with, and I was traveling around everywhere with nothing better to do with my time than go in reloading stores and buy crap. So, like, I'm just kind of looking down here. There's nothing here that I have bought recently. Like it's I've just built up a lot because, I have a freaking YouTube channel. So I don't need a deep stockpile. I just need a really, really wide variety. So that's what you're looking at. That's why, I don't know, everybody freaking out about where did you get these primers? Like, really, you think I have a YouTube channel related to reloading and I don't at least, have a little extra set back? So let that be a lesson to you. After this godforsaken shortage is finally over, try and, try and get ahead a little bit. Maybe put a little something away for a rainy day. Used to make spice apple wine. That sounds kind of gross. I guess that's the problem. It's like I cracked open that cider thinking this is going to be gross, but it wasn't. So maybe I've just gotten old enough to where I like this spice flavored garbage that I always hated as a kid. There was some like garbage holiday rancid nasty crap that my parents and family used to drink when I was a kid. Is it like wassail? Has anybody heard of wassail? Did I just make that word up, or is that a real thing? It is freaking butt crack nasty. It got like cloves and cider and cinnamon sticks and all of this garbage. And as a little kid, you're just like, what is this crap? Can I just have some freaking apple juice, All right, I think we are formatted. Now let's eject. Okay, there we go. Wassail is a thing. Okay, yeah, I was thinking it's nasty, or at least my family's rendition of it was. It was like one of those stinky little hot thingies, what, potpourri. Those little potpourri heaters where it's heating up the dead flowers and crap, and smells like death. Like it's like drinking a version of that. It's kind of, oh crap! I forgot to put the files on this stupid thing. That would probably be a good idea. I think both of the bin files in the zip file. Which, let's see here. Yeah, so there's that. And then let's see. I've already got that other window open here somewhere. Yeah, there it is. FWA and FWB.bin. All right. We're rocking and rolling now. Out it comes. Good deal. All right, let's see. What did it say to do here? Getting down here, copy files with lab radar turned off. That is off. Okay, yep, just looks like turn it off, plug it in, turn it on, see what happens. Let me unscrew this thing so I can have it where you guys can see it. Ooh, toilet wine, that sounds good. Yummy. All right, so I'm going to try and... Actually, what I should probably do is try and get my camera focused. There we go. Let's... Put that there. And clickety clackety. And flippity flappity. Come on. Sit there. Stay. Power. Do, 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 do. USB connection to oh, horse poop. This device will remain locked until USB is disconnected. Alright, I guess I got to get frickin' batteries and do this on battery. Because this piece of garbage doesn't know how to operate with USB power. Frickin' bullcrap. Oh. See, I always run it on a thingy. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see if it... See if it'll work this way. Would y'all stay there? Stay. Okay. And nothing whatsoever happens. Come on. Let me read it. Make sure it's not... Copy files the LabRadar's empty SD card. Did that. With the LabRadar turned off, insert the SD card. Did that. Turn it on. Did that. The blue LED will blink and the LabRadar will restart. It didn't do that. It didn't do that, man. Alright, so let's try another card. This is the same thing happened last time I tried to freaking do something. Oh, I was trying to get it to where I could save my strings so that I could import them easily into Gordon's reloading tool. And the horse crap wouldn't work, man. You know, here's another thing I'll bring up. In association with all of that load development crap I'm talking about, how cool would it be if MagnetoSpeed, or not MagnetoSpeed, if Shot Marker had an export function where you shoot your target, export it, go home, you can import it into LabRadar and maybe something like Gordon's reloading tool. And all of this and analysis that I'm talking about, whether it's, or you know what, yeah, I don't know, man. A lot to why is, I put the wrong, or hold on, did I just take this out? Y'all got me all freaking confused. Here's what you got. They couldn't have used like 1.18.650. Quit talking sense. Yeah, firmware A 1.2.7. Okay, let's I'm gonna put this other card in here, format it, and then try it as well. I did try FAT32. I'll try just plain old FAT this time. See. Format. Okie dokie. And. Okay, now it's on that one. Let's try this crap again. Oh, something different's happening. Nope, never mind. Okay. 127 is, hold on. Did it? Oh yeah, I was 124 before, right? Okay. Yeah, 127. I'm losing my marbles, man. You go back to the website, just triple check myself here. You know, how about a freaking firmware update complete? Or F you, thanks for whatever, something. My labradar.com. Yeah, 1.2.7. Okay. Good grief. Good grief. What is this horse poop? All right, now the question would be, first question would be, I'm sure that probably just broke everything. Where's my phone? I just had my phone up here somewhere. Where is my phone? Where's my phone? Giddy up, pop, mow, mow. All right, this phone has never, ever, ever worked with this thing. They didn't have it. Yeah. There's no freaking change log. There's no nothing. Is there even, like, I should have checked the dates. 11/9/2021. So November 9th of this year. All right, I may have deleted the freaking app off this phone because it wasn't worth it. Nope, there it is. Let's see. What do I have to do on this piece of crap? Do I have to turn it on for pairing or something? I'm sure it's some sort of godforsaken, horrific type of crap I've got to do here somewhere. I never used the freaking menus. No, I don't want to create a new series. Yeah, I picked it up as an available. Okay, looks like we're starting. You want to see? Communication error. See, this is what you usually get. You like, click on it, you go searching. You can see back here, like a minute ago, the little Bluetooth thing wasn't on, so it's attempting to pair and talk. I'm assuming like Caldwell announced one a couple years ago, didn't they? And then it just went nowhere. Did we ever hear? Has there been any update whatsoever on that one? Well, I'll tell you what. Let me go grab my iPad that I normally use with it. That actually does work pretty decent. Better check. Do they have any social media presence whatsoever? Did they post? Like, how did anybody even find out about this? Somebody just stumbled across it on the website? Like, there's no change log. Nobody knows what it did. All right, I'll be right back with my iPad. All the Caldwells are sitting at the Long Beach Pier. One of the F-class guys at your club told you about it. Heard it from me. Go to the settings on the radar and change your screensaver setting to max. Actually, I thought I already had. I assume the firmware update probably just wiped this thing as far as any settings I had. All right, so let's try this one. Up here in the corner, which I probably need to close this app just to actually I'll close everything. Close, close, close. Let's try this again. What are we working on? We just updated the firmware in my LabRadar, and now we are trying to see if my iPad can talk to it. Searching. It's this right here. It's whenever this thing goes to sleep. Like, let's say I've walked away from my shooting bench for 5 minutes and come back, and I wake up my iPad and I'm trying to either arm it or make a new series or something. It's the reestablishment of the Bluetooth. It's like the Bluetooth connection goes to sleep and it's hard to get it to wake back up. I wish there was a mode. It's like, I don't care about my battery life. I don't care about anything. Just connect and stay connected, for crying out loud. The A-tips are probably going to be 300 Win Mag. They're 230 grainers, so there's not really, I don't really own anything else unless I wanted to do 300 blackout subsonics. All right, let's try and restart this thing. Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, it just wiped it. All the series are gone. It just went to series 1, and there's nothing in there. I'm sure there was a warning in the on the extremely thorough website with, yeah, no. So yeah, be sure to back up your data if you want your data. I don't really care about the frickin' data. What does the firmware update do? We have no frickin' idea. Because LabRadar didn't include any sort of README in the zip file, didn't include in anything. We got a bin file. We can open it up in a hex editor. All right, let's see. Let's try to, let's see. So if we need a new series, we go here. Let's create a new series. We create a series. That's good. Not much else to do here, though. But let's go to the settings. So under here, there's a settings. Yard, feet per second, grains, foot-pounds, and then the LabRadar side. Distances in yards, velocity feet per second, weight in grains. Channel 6, I think that's what I had before. Oh my God, my levels. I wonder if the levels are going to be jacked up. No, these look the same. Like my distances that were set look the same and all that. So it looks like it just wiped my series. Yep, don't see anything. The firmware update increments that last number in the version by 2 so far. to be honest, like if I would take the time, I hate using the buttons because whenever it's sitting there, which somebody else had mentioned that I should really upgrade from the basic little LabRadar branded tripod, and it's mainly this, you know, this head, I guess, maybe, I don't know, it's a little bit floppy, like it feels top heavy with this little thing. So somebody was mentioning that I should, oh no, somebody was mentioning that somebody did a video about it, and it was one of the F-Class people. Yeah. I don't remember what that guy's name was. I watched a couple of his videos. He seemed really good. Yeah, winning in the wind. Was that somebody had told me that guy had made a video saying that you needed to worry about your chronograph moving or something? I don't know. I don't listen to you people. You're always rambling about something or other. Hey, what's up, Scott? Glad you made it. Shoot some suppressed 22 out of the window and see what the LabRadar captures? You're trying to get me in trouble. Guess I could shut it off and save my batteries here. There are better tripods on Amazon for a fair price than the so-called unit that comes with the LabRadar. I got a little tidbit for you, buddy. LabRadar doesn't come with shit. This is an accessory. You pay money for this. They don't give you so much as a frickin' SD card, man. So yeah, it's definitely a kick in the junk. But yeah, if I had to do over, I would definitely probably go with something better. But see, the problem is, you know, well, you guys know where it normally sits on my bench. Like, I don't really want to move it forward. Then it's in the muzzle blast zone. And I can't really move it left because there's a tree in the way. I guess I could move it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to keep it close to the barrel, but get it somewhere. I could put a mount on the bench, like a solid mount.
Thorzax super chatted $10. Put this in the support jar.
Hey, thanks, Thorzax. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that very much. Six AA's you should get. Oh, I've got them. I've got Eneloop, freaking Panasonic Eneloop rechargeables, and the voltage. Yeah. I think that there's a new set of rechargeables now that has full. What is it, 1.5 or whatever standard AA is. I've got the 1.2 volt rechargeables, the Eneloop ones, and they're a little bit too low. So the thing almost immediately starts complaining low battery, and then you're screwed. That's why, like, now I always take out a, I just take out a power pack and run it off of a power pack, or, well, I've got my laptop out there, and sometimes I'll just plug it into a USB port there to charge, but then that doesn't always work out very well, so usually just use the power pack thingy. People complaining about the lab radar just need to learn how to use it. I've never had a problem. Do you use the buttons on the front or do you use an app? I guess that was the point I was trying to make a minute ago is I don't like using the buttons because the thing's moving because I don't have it mounted all that well. And the app connectivity drops kind of drive me crazy. But I mean, otherwise, functionally, it works fine. It works great. You get it aligned right, you get it armed, you're good to go. It's going to get your stuff. But like this, you know, the SD card compatibility and just the, yeah, nickel and diming you for all the accessories and stuff kind of drives me a little bit bonkers. But functionally, works pretty okay. There's nothing else better. I mean, nothing else I could recommend to people, or at least not that I know of. You use the buttons and it moves. Roger just uses the app. Maybe we should pick a final powder. Or we kind of did, right? IMR 4166. Okay, IMR 4166. Let's see if we can come up with something. Thought I had the Hodgdon website up here somewhere. Do 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 do. Did the Samsung work? No. And that's a Motorola. So that Motorola did not work. But back in the day, I had a Samsung S, I think it was in the S7 and S8 era, and neither one of those would work with it. The only thing that's ever worked reliably for me is the iPad. I had an Android tablet that didn't really work very well either. I've had a lot of other people say that their Androids work completely fine. So basically, I've never come across an Android that works with the stupid thing. And I rely on the app, you know? Okay, yeah, IMR 4166. Let's look here real quick. Oh, did you guys see that they added in the data from Ramshot? All the Ramshot stuff is on the Hodgdon website now. Has it been that way for a while? Maybe I just was overlooking it. There's 308. There it is. Or maybe it's just some stuff, because like for 308, it's not here, is it? I know I saw it must have been 300 WinMag. I haven't really been looking up anything else lately. Nope, it wasn't there. The heck was I looking up? Oh, it must have been the Creedmoor. Let me see if the 6.5 Creedmoor. Yeah, here you go. Look at all this stuff. Accurate and Ramshot data is right here, man. It's freaking sweet. So like you got you a 140. Want to know what's up? And we don't have any. Okay, let's see what they do have. Let's go accurate and Ramshot. 153 ATIP. So that's pretty sweet. It'll be nice. Hopefully the entire Western reloading guide gets integrated here on the Hodgdon Reloading Data Center. That would be super freaking convenient. let's see, where are we at? 308. 308, there it is. And IMR 4166. Let's expand all. So I'm shooting a 168 grain Sierra. So this guy right here. I need to get my notebook. What's up, Nick? Got stuck at work? Not much. We're the plan has changed slightly for my next video. It's not going to happen until Sunday because I've got a full day of loading, a full day of range time because I've got 100 rounds to shoot. So that'll be, yeah. There's no way I can get it out and then get another video done before Sunday, basically. So, yeah, trying to figure out what to do with the Sunday video. We're going to do the 168 grain Sierra Match King and the and IMR 4166. There it is, 43.5 grain max, and it shows being a compressed load. And let's see, get this crazy Sierra manual out here. Can you guys hear the music at all? I've got it really low. Okay, the Sierra data shows 38.1 to 42.4. Let me grab my notebook. I need my notebook. 308 win. My pen. We're just gonna pretend that never happened. Can barely hear it. Good. Yeah, that's exactly what I was going for. Just low and there, but not interfering with my talking. It helps calm me a little bit about the long silences. Yeah, Sierra 38.1 to 42.4. What was the... Let's see, Hodgdon. $38.5 to 43.5. M1A2 had a Magneto Speed bayonet mount break once. Yep, I did too. I've had to replace my bayonet. I had to replace the strap. I stripped out one of the buckles at one point. Just about the only thing I haven't broke is like the head unit, the main kind of master brain unit. Man, I'm so stoked about that Ramshot data getting added here on the Hodgdon site. That's sweet. Yeah, it keeps the voices in my head quiet while I think. So, I've been to ask Bolt Action Reloading recently how, like, how that White Oak RPR barrel was doing. I mean, I know what he's shown in the video is good. Like Asian Moto says, his is has one because of Bolt Action Reloading and loves it. Good to hear those things shoot pretty well. Oh, y'all talking about the mechanical trigger or the yeah, there's a new magnet or there's a new lab radar trigger out that you hook to your gun, and it's got a little audio cable that plugs in where the microphone plugs in. I've had good luck with the microphone. It's like basically if I'm shooting a suppressor, I use the microphone. If I'm not, I don't use the microphone. I don't change any other settings other than changing between pistol and rifle setting, and it usually works okay. Like I don't have problems with triggering. Early on I did, but once I got the microphone, it triggers reliably, it reads reliably. I trust what it says. It's just that Bluetooth interface really is what it comes down to for me. Bluetooth interface, the SD card compatibility, and maybe the crazy batteries I can complain about, but it's not really a big deal whenever I can run an external USB. That's another thing I've heard a lot of people complain about though is the USB port on the front of it is pretty, if you put any pressure on it, you can end up breaking it. Which makes sense. That's just how those types of USB connectors are. All right, so let's see. 38 basically 38 to 43 or 43 and a half. So Sierra stopped at 42.4 and Hodgdon went to 43.5. What I'm thinking is, so I'm looking at doing insanely small overall length changes. Thousandth of an inch. So what I'm thinking is that it might be smart to stay away from the compressed load. Maybe I could shoot like 40 to 41 or 41 to 42. Because I want to do 10th of a grain increments. So I'm only going to cover a grain. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. And I'll start at 2.8, magazine length, and then just go shorter. That's the one where, I need to do 1,000 things from increments, I think, just to prove to myself that, I don't know, I just want to see it. So we're only covering 1 grain of powder and 10 thousandths of overall length. We might not see anything at all. I don't know. But I want to find out. I may end up going with 2. It would be nice to cover 20 thousandths instead of 10. Yeah, 1,000th is a tolerance you can't hold to. That's true. And to be honest, that's another thing I was thinking about was this is the first time I think ever where I've really thought, it's like, you know what? I would really like to have a nice laboratory balance to weigh out these charges. I think what I'm actually going to do is use the Chargemaster Lite and just its variation or its inaccuracy. That's just a part of the test, right? Because it's hard to, I don't know, man. Now there's too many things going on. Too many things going on. 3 thousandths is about as small as is practical. Well, 3 thousandths is what everybody wants. So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm. Yeah, I don't know. Well, and that, so, yeah, Bolt Action Reloading says if I want to get stupid, sort the bullets by overall length. I don't want to do any of that. I kind of want to do down the road. If I can, if I can get this test figured out the way I think I can, if I can make what's in my brain happen on paper, then I'm hoping it will help answer the question, or any question like that. It's like, okay, what's the man, I just cannot gather my thoughts. I've been doing this all day, man. I paced like half of the day trying to think this through and think through interesting ways to use the data. But just figuring out what matters and what doesn't, I think, is important. You know, whenever you zoom into the level where sorting bullets by overall length or weighing charge weights down absolutely to the single granule of powder, or, you know, whatever, like whatever kind of next level thing that you're just not prepared for, because I'm not prepared for any of that crap, right? I'm shooting groups in my backyard. Who gives a crap? None of it matters. Like, I don't want to, I don't want to get ridiculous on everything. So just, I don't know. I'm hoping to have a very good baseline set of data where we could maybe investigate something like, how much does bullet bullet length sorting matter? Well, we could do some sorting and then compare it with an overwhelmingly thorough data set where we can clearly see, both in, overall length, charge weight, and neck tension in 3 dimensions. We can visualize the node. We can visualize the good part and watch that move or react to changes like a bullet sorting or shrink, or get bigger, or, that would be kind of the area of goodness. I guess it would, seeing it get bigger. I mean, these things would take gigantic round counts, of course. It's not reasonable to commit this sort of components to something like that. But to go far enough to where we can verify the concepts and guarantee them, and then back away from that picture and see what is the minimum we can do to pick that up. I'm serious, dude. Next Monday, we're just going to have to do shrooms, like all Monday. I feel like I'm becoming a gun, or a round, a granule of powder even. I don't know. Have problems getting 1000's consistency. Yeah, and I've actually thought about it. So I'm not sure which die I'll use, but my thought is, okay, definitely want to start long and only make adjustments in one direction, because I wonder about switching direction, whether that could induce small error. Thinking about idiotic crap like that. It would be exceptionally difficult on, hold on one second. Yeah, one of these little guys, like the little Hornady jobs, where it's hard to see the 1000th marks, and you're looking at a pretty small increment. Where, well, with something like with 6.5 Creedmoor, I could use my Ellie Wilson chamber type seating die. I mean, that would be probably a pretty good choice. But for 308, I'll have to look around, see what would be best. Maybe I'll go to 2. Maybe. Hang on. Let's pull up a spreadsheet and let's draw this thing out. Let's see just how little room we're covering. Yeah, William C. Chapin mentions, while shooting 100 rounds in 300 Win Mag, you may erode the throat enough that the seating depth can't be ideal for the whole series. You may not be moving closer. Exactly. So what's the point of any of this crap? right? So I guess so I want to start from a point of overwhelming data and certainty, and then move to a point where it's like, okay, I know that I don't need this resolution because minor things like freaking throat erosion are going to change things in the middle of the thing. So we back out. So the charge weight increments get bigger, the overall length increments get bigger, but that may not be a linear change, right? We may find that with charge weight, sure, go to 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, or even 0.5, and you're not going to jump a node. But by God, overall length, you better go 2,000ths or you better go 3,000ths or you're going to be jumping your nodes. So that's kind of, I don't know, man. I have to go with at least 2,000. I mean, I could. Oh, that's what I was doing. Let's pull up a spreadsheet and let's map this out here real quick. Yeah, all my homies remember the liquid powder. Up North mentions 2,000ths would ultimately cover at least several nodes, right? And you could graph them in the sine wave they supposedly make. That's what they say. Like, I don't know. I guess here's the problem. Let's say I do 2,000ths and I do my thing and I don't know, mystery freaking sine wave patterns don't appear. It's like, oh, you jump nodes, bro. You got to go to 1,000ths. It's kind of what I'm worried about. Yeah, once we get past that first data set and start actually learning, then we can move from there. I guess I want to start with the absurd and work our way back toward reasonable. That way no one can ever come by and complain that we never went to the absurd. We started with the absurd. Shut up. We were born molded in the absurd. We've just now crawled out of the absurd. You can't assume that node changes exactly with barrel erosion, not one-to-one. Exactly. How much does any of this crap have to matter for you to worry about it, I guess? This all comes back to really, truly, completely. I think we're wasting our time with most of this. I think 90% of it is bullet and powder combination. If it shoots in the gun, it's probably going to shoot. If it doesn't shoot in the gun, it's probably not going to shoot. And all of the load development to try and tighten it is only going to go so far. So as an amateur backyard marksman, whatever, don't worry about it. Just try different bullets and powder. See which ones work. Have fun. Shoot some groups. Move on with your life. Don't get caught up with, worrying about dumb crap. Hey, what's up there, Preacher's Day Off? Good to see you, man. We've been molded in the absurd. Use this as an opportunity to measure how much your throat erodes over 100 rounds. I can try. But to do that first, I would need a good, reliable way to measure it. I'm still not even happy with any of those methods. All of this crap's very confusing. I mean, I guess that's what, makes it worthwhile and fun and whatever, but just too many wizards with answers that don't make sense, I guess. Yeah, most of this style of load development is, like I've said previously, done by people who are firing the same components from the same rifle. Yeah, and here's an idea. Let's say you are Mr. Fancy Pants, shooter guy, competition shooter, and I don't know. Let's say you've decided to switch barrel manufacturers. You got you a new barrel sponsor or something. You already know what barrel you're going to what powder you're going to shoot because you've got a powder sponsor and they've only really got one good option. And you know what bullet you're going to shoot because you got a bullet sponsor and they've really only got one good option. So would it be worthwhile to, like, I don't know, do people keep a backup gun? Like, do people carry a backup gun to the matches? Like, okay, so here's a new combination. It's like, okay, I'm gonna put a fresh barrel on my backup gun, and I'm gonna shoot 500 rounds, and it's going to be the entire range of powder charge, overall length, and every neck tension that's ever worked for me in the past. And it's going to be, a 3 variable test sort of deal, and maybe it's, yeah, like I said, 500 rounds to cover one shot at every single scenario you could imagine, to almost kind of blueprint that barrel and let you see the nodes and stuff and where they're at. And then the next barrel that's cut, same manufacturer, cut with the same same reamer and all, installed by the same gunsmith. Like, would that look pretty much the same? Like, would you kind of have your blueprint where halfway through the season, if your scores aren't as good as you'd like, you could go back and be like, I want to try this other node, and maybe it's 3/10 of powder different and a different neck tension and a different overall length. I don't know. It's ridiculous, but it's fun to think about, I think. Have I ever run across optimum barrel time theory? Seems to work really well as a starting point for various powder and primer combinations. Yes, I have. I've read that multiple times. And out of all of the theories and the ideas and the snake oil, that is the one that makes the most sense to me. Like, that makes sense. And yeah, so I want to incorporate that. Like I say, maybe that's the guidance that allows me to nail down a range small enough to where this type of testing, which all that's, I don't know if he's still around, but yeah, somebody in a comment called it matrix testing, or shooting a matrix. I think that's what I'm going to call it. Is the matrix. It was going to be, I was calling it in my brain heat map, but once I saw him call it the matrix, that might be the better way to think about it. If we can shrink that matrix down to where it is a reasonable number of shots, 50 shots, we've been, we're starting from an educated point because of optimum barrel time and Gordon's reloading tool, or yeah, whatever, it seems like it could all come to work here, and we could let a spreadsheet figure it out for us instead of the eyeball test type of stuff we're doing now, or simply group size, or simply standard deviation, or simply this or that. If you test seating depth in half thousandth increments, you could theoretically map your barrel harmonics, then use that map to help develop other loads with other components. That's exactly, well, I don't know if it would necessarily translate to other components. Well, I mean, but that's exactly what we need to do. Like, let's say we build this map, this heat map, this heat map I'm thinking of with IMR 4166, and then we do it again, and we do it with IMR 4895, and then we do it again, and we do it with Varget. Maybe once we have a big enough data set, we can look across the different powders and see if there is some common, common harmonic, common node, common resonance. I don't know what to call it. And it seems like the data is right there. Since I've got shot marker to deal with. And even if you don't have shot marker, yeah, it's down the road, but I think even without shot marker, assuming I could take this big test, maybe we learn some stuff, we shrink it down to a reasonable size test, and then I think I can come up with some way of doing it without shot marker. I mean, it's going to mean mapping your shots and stuff. It's going to be a pain in the butt, but that's not impossible. Yeah, same reamer will still wear, let alone... Yeah, exactly. But what I'm saying is, like, let's say you've got everything mapped, and, hey, thanks very much, Cole.
Cole Rigel super chatted $4.99. Do you think you'll ever reload 22 Hornet or 22 Creedmoor?
22 Creedmoor would, I guess, probably be the more likely. But, yeah, maybe. Like I was saying earlier, I'm interested in everything, man. I want to reload and try everything. It's just a matter of having the time to get enough videos out to where I can get through things. Because right now the problem is I've taken on so many different cartridges that all I've got now is just a bunch of cartridges that are neglected. So I'd like to get to a point where I don't feel like I've got a bunch of neglected cartridges, and I need to start retiring some stuff, and before we bring on anything new. But the little, like the 22s, and like they're a lot more popular. I guess, just growing up and kind of getting into all of this stuff through deer hunting more than anything, personally. I had family who was into it for other reasons, but me just messing around, wanted to make my own deer ammo. Like, yeah, I don't know. No, I just completely lost the train of thought. I think that if you take a guy who is running the same barrels, cut by the same person, whatever, and installed in the same way, you'd think those barrels would have a lot in common, right? I mean, they don't start over from scratch with load development. They know what they're going to shoot. Within a couple grains, or probably a couple tenths of a grain, or a couple thousandths of overall length, they know about where they're going to be, right? So why not map that small area with insane intensity and see what's going on? That's kind of what I'm thinking, I guess. What if that blueprint is temp sensitive? Here's the thing. So that's another excellent thing that I thought about. So that's what I want to know. It's like, right now, a lot of the differences I see, like if I try and load the same loads 10 days in a row and go out and shoot them, and I'm going to have natural variation from day to day to day, whether it is humidity, powder humidity level, or temperature, or other external factors. I don't want to account for those on the reloading bench, right? So if it doesn't matter, yeah, I want to be reloading and developing loads at a level where natural variation that's dealt with externally, whether it's whatever reason, is ignored, not really ignored, but allowed for. Like the hunt and load I want to work up is going to work in any conditions. And of course, some powder selection decisions need to be made, right? I need to select a powder that's going to give me the characteristics, the temperature sensitivity characteristics I'm after. But once I've made that decision, I don't want to care about its temperature sensitivity. I want to account for it's not even the right word. I don't know. I'm losing my marbles a little bit today, but in a good way. Like I'm feeling okay. Just need to get on the range. I want that first data set. That's really what it's all about. I want that freaking first data set, and I want to sit down and I want to start seeing what I can figure out. Yeah, there you go. Like Justin mentions, I just lost it. But yeah, he mentioned guys buy buy 3 or 4 barrels cut from the same blank or whatever, or I don't know. So six millimeter creedless, 300 blackout neck down to 6 millimeter. That is fantastic. Is that a real thing? That's something I'd be interested in. Right. Yeah. Like the average reloader mentions, once you get your accurate load, you just let your Kestrel figure all the rest of the crap out or account for the rest of the crap. And that's why, so even like this load development method, if you could even call it that, you can have correction factors related to external stuff and even have it automated. Like I wish our hobby was a little bit bigger to where people could find some profit motive in developing some of this crap. Like, can you not imagine a simple program where you import your lab radar data, your shot marker data, and define some things, and then it just spits out a bunch of awesome info back about the characteristics? Pretty simple math. I mean, at least for me, just from being a moron, it'll get infinitely more complex once a third variable is brought in and it goes 3D. Like then the round counts really go crazy once you're dealing with cubes, right? Basically. Kind of losing my mind. Or I've got a million ideas that I just haven't brought in. They haven't coalesced quite yet. Yep, I would agree, Mr. Chapin. Says using any methodology for load development inspires the hand loader to focus on process and repeatability. That alone can make an improvement, definitely. And I guess that's what I'm really, that's the, at its very most fundamental core principle, is where I'm kind of hoping to get to, is like to say, quit worrying about all this crazy load development shit everybody's trying to tell you about. Focus on your load development, or your loading process. Get really, really competent at making consistent ammo. And then your best bet to finding success is to try different bullets and powders. And then once you find one, then maybe mess around a little bit and try and narrow it down. But people just jump all the way to the beginning. It's like, I got my brand new rifle and this powder and this bullet I've never used before, and by God, let's do itty bitty increments and tiny little, small changes. Like, nah, load some up and go shoot some damn groups. Like, see if the gun's even going to want to try with that combination. And everything I'm talking about definitely doesn't, help with that, or doesn't get you to that point. But I feel like I need to define and prove what works so that I can back away from it and say, okay, that works, but it's not for me because I'm not willing to undertake all of the absurd complexity that goes along with making that matter. I don't know if I'll ever get there. I don't know if we'll ever get there, but I want to give it a shot. Compass Lake Engineering is another great choice for 6 arc barrels. I think I've heard good things about them, right? They're another one that, kind of like White Oak. Are they kind of in that same community of shooting enthusiasts? High power sort of stuff? Well, and like Thorzax brings up just good old-fashioned marksmanship. And, I've got a whole lot of work I can do there, right? So, I guess there's a really, really fun hobby for me here where I do enjoy trying to improve my marksmanship, and I enjoy making ammunition as best I possibly can. And I don't necessarily worry about a lot of the crap that we're all worried about. I don't know. Retire the 300 Win Mag. It's overkill for everything in our neck of the woods. It's on the chopping block, brother. It's for one, like, I feel like we've made a lot of progress in 300 Win Mag, right? I mean, there's a pretty good library of videos there that will get somebody going if they're looking for 300 Win Mag info. So I want to get that 6.5 PRC barrel put in there. Someone sent me a 6.5 PRC brand new pulled Savage factory barrel. So, that already counts as something I've already committed to. So the PRC will probably take the place of the Win Mag, and then the 6.5 PRC, I'm not sure how long it'll last. We'll see how well the barrel shoots and everything, but if there's a more appropriate, like if are more people, the 300 PRC, is it more popular now than the 6.5 PRC, you guys think? Or, yeah, I don't know. There's options. The whole reason why I picked that Savage M1 or the Savage 110 Precision was because of, easy barrel swaps. So I'm willing and ready to swap barrels as needed to find something interesting to play with. CSU's been using Gordon's reloading tool. Yeah, I downloaded the latest today, actually, because, yeah, somebody had sent me a message mentioning the barrel time numbers on my WinMag load, and then William C. Chapin was mentioning the same, so I need to go and verify that myself. But, yeah, I don't know. You expect a .1 MOA gun? Dude, I can't shoot .1. Who would even know if they had a .1 MOA gun? Rodney was just telling a guy tonight that his 6.5 Creedmoor shot lights out with the first load for it with the 140 ELD. Therefore, don't have a lot of data for 6.5 Creedmoor. Man, that Thompson Center Compass loves that 140 grain Hornady Boattail hollow point. I'm kind of in the same boat. We shot a bunch of those things through that gun. Yeah, exactly. Like, especially if somebody is getting started. Like, yeah, he mentions, for example, in 308, start with any decent 150 to 155 grain bullet and use 42 to 43 grains of a medium burn powder like 4064, etc. Yep. Live in that world until you've got a reason to go farther. Like, MTN Shooter says, but my sport may not be the same as yours. Exactly. And I guess that's another big point here. I think some people don't realize that they are not the audience for some of this stuff. And, like, it can, some people just enjoy it, if you just kind of want to revel in the crazy, wild, nature of things, that's fine. But for a new person, it can seem like just a whole extra 50% of complexity sitting on top of an already, complex thing of getting started, getting set up, getting your processes down, and figuring everything out. There's our ladybug. How you doing, bud? Yeah, Paul says, first make a good load for each rifle, not great loads. If you think a factory rifle will shoot quarter-inch groups every day, better start rethinking your reloading experience. Remember your Krieger bro. Exactly. I can't shoot. You hand me any gun on the planet, I probably couldn't shoot quarter-inch groups every day. So if I say, okay, that first, I don't know, I can hold a half-inch group. Right now, I've got videos where I consistently shoot half-inch groups. Probably varies a lot with recoil and the ergonomics of the individual gun and stuff like that. So I don't know, 2-3 tenths of an MOA is definitely the best hold I'll probably have, or about as repeatable as I could be with a hold. Some people just want the magic target that they can snip and put in their wallet and show to all their buddies, and that's awesome and good for you and all that, but it kind of clouds the discussion when everybody's claiming that they're shooting quarter-inch groups. Yeah, like, sure, you did once, and, good for you, buddy. Congratulations and all that, but how good does your gun really shoot? Do you even know? Are you lying to yourself? Have you worked up your load? You've got your magic target, and you're done. You've got more important things to worry about, whether it's loading stuff like we were talking about, or maybe on the competition side, it's your nerves, or it's the wind, or it's, the mechanics of the competition. Very deep discussions tonight, folks. Very deep. My 6 PPC is close to a 0.1. 6 PPC will shoot 0.1. Sure, but what's the average winning group at a bench rest, at a short range bench rest, 100 yard, 200 yard bench rest match where they shoot 6 PPCs? Like, it's not a 0.003 winning every week or whatever. I mean, it's, yeah. Nobody does it consistently, no matter what your gun looks like. Like, just environmental conditions. It's all too much to think about. My poor little pea brain cannot wrap itself around all this stuff. On 0.1 MOA, could you measure that with shot marker? Well, it depends on distance. Every single time I use it, I am shocked by how precise shot marker is. It is very, very close. Very, very, very close. And it should be that close at 5,000 yards if you wanted to shoot 5,000 yards, right? So, okay, let's say 1,000 yards. Let's say that on, like, my average shot marker target, let's say the biggest error on that target is 0.1 inches or 0.2 inches. Well, 0.2 inches at 1,000 yards means nothing. 0.2 inches at 100 means a little something. 0.2 inches at 25 yards might be a big deal. Yeah, the RCBS Rebel is the new beginner's guide. Yeah, somebody was asking about the beginner's guide, I guess. Yeah, the old one, those were the first videos I ever did. They're terrible. The audio was awful. The video was terrible. And my reloading procedures were way out of date. I reload much differently now than I did whenever I had done those. So those were deleted and gone. And yeah, the best I've got to offer right now is the RCBS Rebel video. Or you could go to one of the getting started with reloading, like my 300 Win Mag getting started videos, pretty popular. I've got the old Creedmoor video getting started. Those getting started videos, I usually film those figuring that a lot of people will watch them looking to get into that cartridge. So I usually do a pretty thorough job of explaining things. So those are your best bets right now for kind of a beginner's guide until I get my head pulled out of my butt and get something new built. No update on t-shirts right now. Trying to do something. I don't know. I say that all the time, but whenever I get in the right mood, I guess I'll finally get probably some stickers and maybe hats and stuff. No promises. Whenever I can get to it. Covered more on the manual. I'd agree with if he covered. What is the manual? The manual what? Hey, there's Eagle Eye Shooting. Good to see you, man. I need to catch up with chat here. Average Reloader mentions that 0.75 to 1 MOA will win a PRS match all day. Yeah, shooting 0.1 consistently, you'd be the best shooter in the world. I think so. Just ordered 10 shot markers for the club for the F-class matches. They're getting pretty darn common, man. Like, kind of what I was thinking earlier. I wish there was somebody that kind of got motivated to. Never mind. That thought's definitely not fully completed yet. Thanks for the 22 Nosgar series. Dude, I want to get back to that. I want to shoot that thing again really bad. Because I bought a bunch of the Hager brass. And like I did that video where I formed some. Somebody had sent me some. And then I pulled that barrel out because I needed it for, I think it was the Valkyrie project. I don't know. Electronic targets are not used in F-class shooting because they are not accurate enough. Yeah, and in the field of competition where there's no calibration standard or I don't know. I could see how that could be a problem, but yeah, I thought matches were getting shot. I mean, I guess you're talking F-class, right? That's where. Is F-class points based or is it group size based? It's points, isn't it? Yeah, like the 220X, that's a perfect end or whatever y'all call them. The Jason ordered 1,006mm Hager brass and sized them all to 22 Nosgar. Love that round on Coyote. It really is pretty perfect. Like it really is. I wish Nosler hadn't gone with that rebated rim. Like it, I wish it had always been the Nosgar. You know, I wish it was designed as the Nosgar. I haven't tried the 130 grainers in the Grendel yet. I definitely want to. I've got plenty of them now, so I've got, yeah, I want to get to that definitely. Yeah, F class is score. That's what I was thinking. Preacher's Day Off's going to do a bolt action 6 arc. Ladybugs are inside hiding from the chickens. I wish they'd eat them. Like I did have a couple days when they were swarming. That's what happens is um, usually like in the fall it starts getting cold, and then you'll have like a warm day and the ladybugs just swarm. There was 1 or 2 days this year where they just swarmed like crazy, and I was hoping the chickens would go nuts and just eat as many as they could. They would not touch them. The things absolutely stink. Like if you smash one or if you know accidentally have one on your arm or something and touch it, it ends up leaving a nasty stench. F class is basically like prone bench rest shot at 600 or 1,000 yards. All right, guys. I guess I probably ought to wrap this up. Where we at about 2.5 hours. Appreciate you guys joining me. I'm a little bit scatterbrained today, even more than normal. Like I said, I've been thinking too much. Been trying to figure out which way to go with some of this stuff. But I'm pretty hyped. Like I'm pretty excited. I can't wait to get on the range. I want to get that first data set and start analyzing. It may, like I said, it may prove to go nowhere. Maybe it'll just be a couple boring videos that don't really go anywhere, but I'm hoping there might be something here. I really hope there is.
Asian Moto super chatted $50. Love your channel. So much fun and entertaining, and you reload the way you want to. We all find comfort in our own process.
I appreciate that very much, Asian Moto. Thank you. Yep, thank you very much. Yeah, better end it before we start breaking out the Sudoku. All right, guys, that's it. If you weren't around earlier to hear me mention it, the next video will be next Sunday. In the last video, I talked about trying to get one out earlier this week, but plan has kind of changed. The plan has gotten more complex, and I definitely need the whole week because if I load tomorrow, shoot Wednesday, and then start analyzing and then editing, it's just going to be, I'm going to run out of time. I can't get another video then finished by Sunday. So that's the plan. So thanks for joining me. And I'll see y'all